Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro Friends. Today we are talking about a subject that I think about a lot, and it's the role of integrity in the workplace and in business. If you haven't had a chance to listen to my conversation with Jamie Berry, neuropsychologist Jamie Berry, that I had on the Map It Forward podcast yesterday, I think that would be a really great coupling with this podcast episode. Have a listen to it after this. So let's talk about integrity. Integrity is one of those ones on face value that you would turn around and say, well, of course it's important to have integrity in the workplace, and of course it's important to have integrity as a business and as employees and employers, etc., etc. At least that was my assumption when I became a business owner. It's also my assumption being an employee of my own company, and in the past having been an employee of other people's companies or businesses. One day I remember saying to a friend, not all businesses that the owners are good people. No, I said it this way. Well, they're shit humans, so of course they're not going to do well in business. And he said to me, no, that's not correct. Why would you assume that? It really got me thinking. There is nothing that says that integrity in any way is anything that's going to determine whether your business is going to be successful or not. For me, as somebody who has hugely high standards of integrity, I have in fact found that there is if I want to maintain the levels of integrity that I've chosen for myself and for my business, I'm going to take a hit. It means I can't move as quickly in the growth of my business as I would like, because for Elixir, we work very hard at partnering with people who have the same level of integrity as we do. We won't just sell our product to anybody because we're trying to establish a history, or the beginnings of a history of a product that is very different to the market. To do that, I've decided that we will live by a certain standard of integrity. And I can tell you now that the short-term consequences of that are nowhere near the kinds of payoffs that we will see in the long term. It is a pain point, and it's something that I have to live through and assess and understand every day. And I don't say this to discourage anyone from having that standard of integrity. I would wish that more people had a really high standard of integrity. It's just that what happens is competition comes into play. And so when you are competing with other people, they're going to look for every advantage they can take. And so if by having less scruples than you do, they're going to gain a competitive edge, they'll take it. We as an industry are, we're more liberal. Yes, there are a bunch of conservatives in our industry, right wing, whatever you want to call it, but we tend to be people who are more liberal. And because of that, we seem to wear this badge of honor, this integrity badge of honor, as a mark of success. I want to encourage that, but I also want you to keep it in your consciousness that integrity on its own is, I want to hesitate to say the word worthless, but it's not far from the truth. Having an employee that has a lot of integrity but no skills, having an employee that has a lot of integrity but no hustle, having an employee that has integrity but no customer service skills, having an employee that has integrity but doesn't know how to be professional, all of these things are situations where the integrity is worthless, especially to your business. So hiring someone just based on their integrity isn't a good enough reason to hire somebody. And, I have fallen into that trap before. I have fallen into the other trap before of hiring people just based on their skills and not on their integrity, or not being good at assessing somebody's integrity. It's about balance. Now, when you want to seek employment with an employer, how important is their integrity in that situation? Again, their integrity means nothing if they don't have the business skills to keep the business open, which is then going to keep you employed. I'm in a situation right now where I have huge integrity. I've worked very hard at having that integrity. The brand has a lot of integrity, but I've done a really shit job at hiring somebody recently, or giving them an opportunity. They weren't hired, they were given an opportunity. And if you listen to the episode with Jamie Berry yesterday, I reveal the full details except for the person's name in that episode. I made a bad judgment call. And that judgment call is causing me a lot of stress right now because this employee fooled me with their level of integrity, and they fooled me with their deliverability of their skill set. I got to eat that. And I got to tell you, it's a hard one to eat because I really wanted this one to be successful. I really wanted this person to succeed, and they can't cope with the fact that they haven't been successful. So they're lashing out and threatening lawsuits and threatening all of the above. So my understanding of this person's level of integrity meant fucking nothing when the outcome wasn't what the person had expected, purely based on the fact that they couldn't deliver. So it was a false sense of, so I delivered on my integrity, they couldn't deliver on their integrity. Me as the employer, I made a bad judgment call. So no matter how good my integrity is, the intention that integrity is backed by means nothing if I'm making shitty calls. And I did. I made a bad judgment call in this situation, and now I have to eat shit because of it. And the way I'm eating shit is, I've got to deal with the anxiety over it. I'm thinking way too much about it, and I know that I haven't done the wrong thing, but this person's really hurt by the fact that they've been exposed as somebody that couldn't do their job. And my integrity means nothing in this situation. It really doesn't. It's hurting me and it's hurting them. So while I place an enormously high value on integrity as a business owner and as an employee of the company that I own, what I'm starting to really grasp over the last few years is integrity is but one part of what I should be looking for when hiring people, in the way that I conduct business as a business owner, in the way that I seek opportunities with customers and partnering with certain customers. Because again, if a customer's got a lot of integrity but they're moving no product, what's the point of having them as a customer? And our business has suffered for that reason. And what we tend to find is that the people who have really high integrity tend to be so focused on maintaining that integrity and less focused on the sales and the hustle and all of that kind of stuff. And it's something that we see again and again and again in the way that in the elixir dealers that we're selecting. Now, there is another layer to this also. We as an industry have to consider what our relationship with integrity is going to be if we're going to figure out how we're going to fix this coffee supply chain situation. Because it's one thing to say that I take care of my people, I have a high state of integrity, I care about my community, etc., etc. But you are not looking after the people who are growing the agricultural product that you are serving. If you really want to talk about integrity, you've got to start thinking about the coffee supply chain. I have decided that for Elixir, while I was using roasters who have relationship buying practices for the way that they source coffee, I needed to understand deeper how this works. I need to back up my values of integrity with regards to the coffee supply chain. So we're trialing something new. We've decided that what we're going to do is we're going to offer one coffee that we have directly bought from the farmer. We're going to have it toll roasted for us. We're going to pay a better than fair price for it. And because it's being toll roasted for us, it means that not only do we know that the farmer has been paid fairly for it, it means that we can actually look after our customer by offering them Elixir at a cheaper price, because we haven't had to buy the coffee roasted wholesale. It's been toll roasted for us. The reason this is important is, firstly, and most importantly to me, this gives me a new avenue for me to be talking to my customers about the issues that are happening with the coffee supply chain. And people have been asking me for a long time, how do we change this? How do we talk to our customers in a way that they're going to care about this? Well, this is the way that I am trying to figure out if we can do it. We're starting a podcast for Elixir Specialty Coffee. It's going to be called Shine. We're going to bring some of the farmers on. We're going to talk about that. We're getting our marketing company to help with that situation, and we're going to see what the outcome is. But that's an example of us backing our integrity statements as a company with action. And I want to invite you who are listening to this to consider, how can you back your integrity statements with action so that your integrity, whether you're an employee, whether you're an employer, a business owner, and any part of the supply chain, how can you make it so that your integrity alone isn't the only value statement that you're adding? Your integrity is coupled with action, and it supports the value of what you can deliver to whatever role you're playing in the coffee industry. And on that note, I bid you adieu, and I will chat with you tomorrow. Peace, love, and peanut butter, friends.